My girlfriend just called me cringy and weak for crying over a video game. Should I break up with her? Advice needed. I was lucky to have a beautiful childhood with a loving family. When I was a kid I played Pokemon Diamond on my Nintendo DS a lot, and I remember very specifically going to this area of the game called Eterna Forest because I loved its music. It's a beautiful piano melody that I would listen to for hours, which motivated me to learn to play the piano. Cue today, I have a girlfriend, and we've lived together for 2 years. We have a great relationship. We were in the living room, I was playing video games while she was sitting next to me, browsing Instagram. I was playing Pokemon Legends Arceus on my Switch, a prequel to Pokemon Diamond, the game I played when I was a kid on my DS. Suddenly, as I progressed through the game, I get to a forest area, and a beautiful arrangement of the Eterna Forest song I loved as a kid comes on. I wasn't expecting it and I stopped in my tracks to listen to the song. In a mix of shock and nostalgia, I started tearing up. It reminded me of those happy times when I was a kid and brought back many memories from my happy childhood. I stopped moving in the game and kept silent while I heard the music. A few tears rolled down, and I fully lived the moment. My girlfriend noticed and asked me if I was okay. I dried off my tears, and I started happily explaining what had happened. I gave her this whole backstory. When I finished explaining, she asked, "So you're telling me you're crying over a video game?" I told her it wasn't the video game but what it represented and the good memories it gave me. Then she said, "I can't believe you right now. Crying over a video game is cringy as hell," and she stood up and left for our bedroom. I followed her and asked her what was wrong, and she said she was disappointed that I cried over something like that and that she wasn't expecting me to be this weak. She said she didn't want to discuss it further and went to bed. I didn't really expect her to react this way. We've been together for 4 years, and so far she's been a great partner, and this is very uncharacteristic of her. She has, however, stated several times that she hates video games and that she doesn't like me playing them. But I stood my ground long ago and told her I'm not leaving my favorite hobby just because she doesn't like it, which she has slowly come to accept. I have found a balance to play in my free time that doesn't affect our relationship, and until now it has worked just fine. I don't want to overreact and call it quits over something like this, but I am concerned about her way of thinking. And quite honestly I'm sad that she reacted this way. I was just having a human moment and opened up with her only to be called names by the person I love. We're planning on having kids eventually, and if we do end up having a boy I do not plan on raising him with toxic masculinity or anything like that, so I'm not sure of how to go over this situation. Update, another part that I now think I should have added to the original post to add context and to people asking what her background is that she comes from a family of athletes, herself being one. We're both tennis players and fans, and that's how we met. We share a passion for the sport. She also has a healthy relationship with her family. She's close to her parents and sister, and we see them often. They're all great people. She has been unfamiliar with video games her whole life. I've asked her why she hates them so much and she said she thinks they're nerdy, stupid, and a waste of time. I think she's a classic case of hating something you don't understand. Have I reacted like this before? Yes, I have, but not too often. Only once before today. It was when one of my favorite tennis players won his first big tournament after a really close match 2 years ago. I was so happy I teared up. She's also a big fan of this player, and we celebrated his victory together. As for her, I honestly don't recall ever seeing her cry over anything in the 4 years we've been together. I talked to my girlfriend after we both calmed down. I began by explaining and telling her how hurt and disappointed I was by her reaction. I told her that she just couldn't talk to me like that to express her feelings because it's rude, demeaning, and very much unlike her. Then, I asked what was happening and why she would call me those things. She then apologized and explained that the crying didn't upset her. She said that it bothered her that I had such a strong emotion for something she disliked, which is a video game, especially with it being a Pokemon game. It made her very angry, and she just didn't express it properly, made an inferior choice of words, and let the anger get the best of her. She said she doesn't think I'm weak, loves me, and appreciates everything I do. I asked her if she felt like I do not give her enough attention, and she said that's not the case but that she would love it if I never played video games and dropped it altogether. I told her once again that's unfortunately not going to happen because it's a hobby I enjoy. I also told her that I would never ask her to give up on her hobbies just because I didn't like them, so it was unfair that she did that to me, and that I would be more understanding of this request if playing consumed me to a point in which our day-to-day dynamic would be affected, such as me losing my job, or if I stopped doing my house chores because of it or anything like that, but that's far from the case. We have a very good roommate dynamic, our house is always clean, and I do our errands without being told to. We play tennis together at least 3 times a week, and sometimes after that, we hit the gym, we eat out often, our intimacy life is good, etc. We spend a lot of quality time together. It's just a healthy relationship in general, so I was so surprised by her reaction. I've also invited her several times to join me in playing fun stuff like Mario Kart, or It Takes Two so we spend more time with her while doing something I like, and the answer is always no. She then said she didn't stop to think how actually meaningful that moment was for me because she got really angry. She said she was sorry she was so dismissive and insensitive and promised not to do it ever again. She admitted that she had some work on herself to do and apologized once more. She said she'd try to be more understanding and patient, which I hope she does. I'm not perfect either, but I'm willing to put in the work to work on myself for the good of the relationship, as long as that doesn't mean giving up on something that makes me happy because I love her. We're planning on playing some tennis later today, so hopefully, things will continue to simmer down, and this episode won't occur ever again. Obviously, this is an alert for me, but I hope it stays a one-time thing.